You're listening to KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas, the voice of the people, voted best radio station for music 2 years in a row by the Dallas Observer.
Did you know that KNON podcasts all of its local talk shows? KNON has local talk, each show covering your community in its own unique way. So if you missed one of our great morning talk shows, you can go back and listen to it online. We keep the shows for 2 months so you can hear everything you have been missing out on. Visit KNON.org for more information about the KNON Morning Talk Shows podcast. Also available on iTunes.
Yo, what's up? I'ma kick it with the line, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like this? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Chicken from tea is simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What?
It's time.
Yep.
Time to make the change.
Here we go.
We'd like to say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. We each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on KNON 89.3 FM on your dial. Well, we got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things going on, and I'd like to say good morning and thank you to my oldest son, Marion Jr., for doing the show last week. And heard he had a good show, very good show. Thank you, Marion. And just a whole lot going on. We're still in the midst of our fall pledge drive, and we need you to call us in with some pledges. Mr. Ike Steen, good morning, good morning. I didn't get by yesterday or day before, but I will be by today. Mr. Steen is one of our big time supporters, Mr. Ike Steen. Thank you. And to all of my supporters, I got some supporters there in Cedar Hill, some who passed the Reverend Scott Pastor out in West Dallas, and we have several of you, and I'm going to get that list and call everybody's name off who pledged to the show. Those who pledged on even on last week. We're going to call your name and thank you personally for making pledges to my show, because we definitely appreciate it. I'm on 2 hours now. Y'all got that for me. But I've got thousands of dollars I have to raise now. I have to raise it by the thousands now. And we can do it. We've done it last time. We can do it, and we're going to do it. But we need your tax-deductible pledge called in at 972-647 1893 972-647 1893. You know about all the perks, the ball cap and all of that, the aprons and all of these. You know when you can call in and make your pledge, and we give you whatever you have. There's so many perks, I almost can give you anything for your tax-deductible pledge. So we need you to call us at 972-647 1893 972-647 1893 is the number to call. So we got a lot of things going on, a lot of things to talk about. It's the first time I've been on the air since President Obama has been re-elected. And I like to say there's just so much we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the election and post-election, some of the comments Mitt Romney is making and all of this. And some of the Republicans are jumping off that ship with Mitt Romney. And what are they going to have to do? Are they going to die? Are they going to come back again? They're coding the Hispanic vote. They're coding anything they can get their hands on now, because they thought they were going to win. But when you look at the Electoral College vote and look at the 3 million that the president beat him by, it wasn't close. We weren't nearly as close as they said it was going to be. But we got a lot of things going on, a lot of things to talk about. Our SAT job line will be coming up with Greg Barber here later on in the program. But we want to kick this off today, November 17th, and Black History. In 1723, merchant and patriot Crispus Attucks was born today, November 17th. He was the first person to die in the American Revolution. The first person to die in the American Revolution, a black man, Crispus Attucks. He was a Wampanoag ancestor, that's Indian, And this happened on March 5th, 1770, during the Boston Massacre. He died first, along later with another man, Samuel Gray, and James Carwell. They died right there in Boston Harbor. The first man to die in America for this country, for the freedom of this country, a black man, Crispus Attucks, November 17, 1723. Also, in 1911, this is for all you Q dogs, Omega Psi Phi was founded on the campus of Howard University by the three undergraduates. Omega Psi Phi derived from the initials of the Greek phrase, friendship is essential to the soul. Friendship is essential to the soul. That's for all of you Q dogs out there, all the dogs, Omega Psi Phi. This date, November 17th, 1911. And in 1989, Gloria Naylor won the Lillian Smith Award for Mama Day. She's a novelist, essayist, screenplay writer, columnist, and educator. She is best known for her novel, The Women of Brewster Street, which won the 1983 National Book Award in the category of First Novel. Miss Gloria Naylor. This day in African American history, this day. It's a great day. It's a great day. But I tell you what, if Mr. Romney is telling the truth, I'm sure looking for my gift that President Obama is sending black people. He said he's sending people of color and gifts. That's the reason why we vote for him. He's sending us all gifts. So I'm waiting on my gift from Mr. Romney. I mean from President Obama, because I don't know anything about this. This man is the president of all America. And I tell you who really did good in America under President Obama's first term. That 1%, that 2%, they did extremely well. Most of them quadruple their income during his 4 years. They did real good. Now, don't you think it's time for these fellas to, and ladies, to pay taxes like they should pay? Take it back to where it was under Governor Clinton. Governor of Arkansas, but President Clinton. Take it back to that. Take it to that place. Take it to that position. Take it to that amount. Under President Clinton, remember, we had a booming economy, a great economy, probably one of the greatest economies since the 60s, since Lyndon Johnson's days, during his great society. We had a great economy. People were working. Money was flowing because those who wear big wigs were paying their fair share of taxes. If you want to drive this country in the ground, start taxing, put a tax hike on the middle class. They won't have money to spend. That means there will be layoffs. There will be people just going to fall through the cracks. This thing will be a disaster. Just take the tax table back to where it was under President Clinton. And I guarantee you, America will be a whole lot better. I know John Boehner and Mitch McConnell, all those guys they're there. They're trying to protect the rich. They're trying to protect their buddies. They go out on cruises with them on their yachts and different things and get plane rides to the islands in the Bahamas and all over the world, and like Bimini and different places. They all of that, and get a lot of money for their campaigns. It's time for that mess to end. It's time for that to end. It's time to put America, all Americans, back to work. Anybody who wants a job should be able to get a job. Anybody who wants to be able to make it in life should have an opportunity. Americans from all backgrounds, all ethnic backgrounds, all skin colors, all languages have fought and died for this country. Every American should have an opportunity to make it in this country. There are a group of people out there that think they are the privileged, that I guess they think they're God's chosen people, that nobody should enjoy America but them, and they should be the ruling class, and most of them don't have what it takes. If you want America to reach its potential, open the doors, open the gates for everybody to do their best. Then you have great minds among all ethnicities, all skin colors, all language. You have great minds to go forth and do things. Open it up to America, up to everybody, and everyone will have an opportunity to be great, which will make this country even greater, make this whole world even greater. Many say, well, what will be the president's legacy? Will he be a good president, bad president, a great president? I think he's been a great one already. Under horrendous attacks like never before, this man operated in that White House. You had the GOP walked in lockstep against everything he proposed. He could not get anything done. Everything he tried to do, he could not. Those things that he did get done, he had to basically force it by himself to a great extent. Many times his own Democrats, those blue dog Democrats, didn't stick with him. Many times he had a congressional superior number. He had the majority his first term, but they wouldn't vote with him. They were really Republicans running under a Democratic banner because they knew the Republicans was not going to be able to win in 2008. He had, under such circumstances that he had to maneuver under, he did a tremendous job. You need to Google, what has President Obama done for black people? It's there on Google. You'd be shocked to know just the health care that he put out there. Look what he did. Look how many African Americans are without health care. And with health care, what you can do, you can go and get a checkup. Without health care, no. Without health care, you might have to go out at Parkland or one of these facilities that, they are almost what you call charity facilities to get and stand in line. You're sick. You can't make it. Sometimes you can't speak. You're in so much pain. You got to wait. And we've known people to die while waiting to get health care, while waiting to get treatments at these particular facilities. Now people can live like a human being and can die with dignity by being able to get health care. America, I'm proud of you because you were not stupid enough to allow people to come in and take your life dignity away from you. This was a great day. November 6th was a great day, and I'm so glad. But Mitt won't give up. They always tell black folks, y'all get over it. Well, let me tell the Republicans, get over it. A lot of you have, but there are still a few. Brother Karl Rove, Brother Mitt Romney, Willard Mitt Romney, just a few, but most are getting over it and realizing that every American wants to aspire to go somewhere and do something with this life. It's not for just a handful, not just for a few, not for just the rich. Everybody deserves a chance in America, and I think you have spoken that you want to make sure you want a president and you want leaders that's going to give everybody an opportunity to make it in America. I tell you what, we're in the midst of our fall pledge drive. Give me a call, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1892. No, I'm sorry, 1893. I've done it so much. And 972-647-1893. We need some pledges coming in. You did a good job last week. We were off the air for about an hour on last Saturday morning. But many of you came back on with us and were listening and streaming online, and you heard the show go on, and then he came back on the air. I'm told that Cecil did a very good job. He raised some money, but it takes a lot of money to run a radio station. Believe me, it takes a lot of money. You got the tower, and we don't have. We're not staff heavy. That's not the problem. Just getting on the air, keeping all this equipment going, doing different things, it takes a lot of money. But one thing about KNON, you'll get things here that you will not get anywhere else. It's the most unique radio station in America. There's no other KNON. I can talk about what you want to talk about for the simple fact that you keep me on there. You pay my bill. You make sure that we stay here. I'm not taking any money. I don't have a corporate sponsor. I don't have big corporations backing me. I have you. I have the people. And that's why I can talk about what the people want to hear, what the people's concerns are, what the people want to say. I can talk about it. I can talk about it because the people support me. The people support this station. And we are the voice of the people. So give us a call, 972-647-1893. Give us a call, 972-647-1893. We need those pledges coming in, 972-647-1893. So glad the young man has been released from jail in Mexico. So glad, so glad, so glad. It was a wonderful thing. But I had to tell you the truth. Whether you liked it or not, it wasn't going to happen until after the election. There are just certain things people need to grow up and act like a grown-up about. It wasn't going to happen. There are certain things that no politician. Remember, we love President Obama, but he's a politician. We love our congresspeople, our senators, but they're politicians. There are certain ways they were not going to take a chance on making before the election. Believe me, there was too much out there. I tell you what, we're up against a short break, and you can give us a call. Right after the break, you give us a call now. 972-647-1893. We need some tax-deductible pledges coming in. Come on, 972-647-1893. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Blue Lisa, and my annual Thanksgiving Live broadcast will be happening this Thursday, November 22nd from 9 a.m. until noon, and you're invited. Join me and special guests Reverend K.M. Williams, KNON's own Greg A. Smith and J. Mack, Jackie Don Lowe, and Kirkland James for the live broadcast and delicious Thanksgiving brunch from the Alligator Cafe. It's happening at the KNON studio located at 5353 Maple at Butler, and seating is very limited, so get your tickets now at knon.org. Come join me, Reverend K.M. Williams, Greg A. Smith, and J. Mack, Kirkland James, and Jackie Don Lowe with brunch from the Alligator Cafe for this wonderful Thanksgiving tradition on Thursday, November 22nd from 9 a.m. till noon for the live broadcast. This is a KNON benefit event.
Senior Care Centers Dallas Health and Rehabilitation provides 24-hour skilled nursing services, offers occupational, speech, and physical therapy, bilingual staff available, and has served the South Dallas community close to 40 years. They accept Medicare, Medicaid, provide private insurance, Medicaid pending. They are located at 2815 Martin Luther King Boulevard in Dallas. And on Saturday, December the 1st at 12 p.m., the Senior Care Center will host a community open house gospel festival featuring the Angelic Shaw Sisters, Us Three the Trinity, Deidre Else, Osa McGee III, C.E. Williams, and the Tones of Glory Gospel Quartet and Band. Hosted by Greg A. Smith. For information, Sidney Taylor, 214-421-2159. 214-421-2159.
Community radio provides the kind of programming you won't find anywhere else on the dial. Nowhere else can you find such a variety of formats and personalities in North Texas as on KNON. But this is only possible through the support of our listeners. KNON depends on listener support to stay on the air. Now is the time for you to help keep this show on the air. This pledge drive will continue until the station reaches its goal. If you're waiting out the pledge drive, you might be waiting out the existence of this show on KNON too. So don't wait for someone else to do it. Without the support of people like you, there wouldn't be any community radio on the air in North Texas. So take a few minutes and make a pledge. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 to keep your favorite programs on KNON.
KNON thanks Wagoners Trucking for their support of community radio heard on 89.3 FM. Wagoners Trucking is now hiring experienced auto transport and flatbed drivers. Qualifications include valid Class A CDL with no violations, 12 months of current experience, ability to pass pre-employment screening. We offer auto transport and flatbed specific training to those who qualify. That's Wagoners Trucking now hiring experienced auto transport and flatbed drivers. For more information on employment with Wagoners Trucking, 855-924-8785. Once again, 855-924-8785 or on the web at joinwagoners.com.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. A lot of things going on, but remember, we're in the midst of our fall pledge drive. And you can call us at 972-647-1893 and make your tax-deductible pledge. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. We have got so much going on. And get your pen and paper out. Mr. Greg Barber be coming along in just a few moments for our Solution and Action Today job line. We'll get our job line on there. There are jobs out there. Dallas is blessed. You are blessed. Many of the cities and many of the states and different places went through some horrendous unemployment. But there were people who lost their jobs in Dallas. I'm not going to say it wasn't. But there have always been some jobs here that you could work. If you really try and if you really want to work, if you really want to find a job. I know it's hard on ex-offenders. But we seem to run up on jobs a lot of times that we'll hire ex-offenders, but you have to really, really put forth an effort. And we try to bring you some of these jobs, some of these particular entities that will hire and will give you an opportunity to get, rebooted back into life and everything. Every man, everybody who wants a job need to have a job. You don't feel your self-worth without a job. So we hopefully thank you, and we thank you for listening, but we want you to take advantage of the stuff we're putting on the air. Take advantage of it. We're doing it for you. All right, I'd like to thank Mr. Eddie Dunson. Oh, that's Miss Eddie Dunson. I mess up every time. I'm just calling it. Miss Eddie Dunson for her tax-deductible pledge. Thank you, Miss Dunson. Thank you for your tax-deductible pledge. All righty. We thank you. We thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Eddie. Is that L or C Dunson? Eddie L. Dunson. All right. I wouldn't guess. Is that Eddie Louise? What else could that L be? I don't know. All right, we'll leave it alone. But anyway, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that tax-deductible pledge. But we still need more pledges coming. We need some pledges coming in. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. We have our goal is in the thousands now. We've got to raise thousands of dollars. I'm talking about plural thousands. A thousand with an S on it. And we need your tax-deductible pledge called in. Call us right now at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We need you to call it in. Please call us right now. Call us. 972-647-1893. Give us a call. Help us out. Make sure we can stay on the air, stay strong. 972-647-1893 is the number number to call. Call us, 972-647-1893. We need that coming in. But also, we have things that are going on. And I'm so glad the young man got out of prison, he got out of jail down in Mexico. And hopefully I'm glad for the mother. Hey, we hated it took so long. But a lot of things, and when we say everything in the world is political, believe me, people, trust us on that. Trust me. Everything is political. There's nothing in this world that's not political. Even your church is political. Oh, yes. Oh, no, my church, yes, your church is political, too. It's political. Everything has a political ramification about it. Even Jesus, when he came to this world, it was political. He had talked about it. He had talked about it in the book of Isaiah. The governments of this world shall rest upon his shoulders. Political. Old Testament. Your prophets, let's take one like Solomon, for example. Solomon was both priest and politician. Priest and politicians. The epitaph at the end of every life of every one of the kings was either he did evil or he did good in the sight of God. Politics. And everyone need to become political minded. You need to be able to reason things that's really going to be for your best advantage. I'm not saying whether you should be Democrat, Republican, or Independent, or whatever you are. Reason, stop, and think. Let's reason things together. Let's sit down and reason them things together and have a mind to reason. We got things that are going on in this nation that really we seen, and we are conquering. And we need to make sure that we never, ever let our guard down. 2014 is an election year coming up. Let's pay close attention to 2014. We did good in 2008. 2010, we went to sleep, and you saw what happened. But the Republicans made a great miscalculation about people of color, especially black people. Here's what they did. They said, we're going to suppress their vote. We're going to fix it where in 2012 we get the White House back, we get the Senate, we'll keep the House of Representatives, and we're going to repress their vote where they can't vote. We'll steal enough of their votes and keep them from voting where they can't possibly win the House, keep the Senate, and we'll add more even to the House and to the congressmen and the congress people. We had the congressional house. We're going to add more to it. This was their calculation, but what they didn't realize, they didn't study history. You see, the best way they could have dealt with black people was remain apathetic. Don't say anything. Just let everything that the status quo remain. Many times, most of the times when you treat us like that, we become apathetic. We don't do anything. But what they did was stir us up like red ants. When they began to try to steal our vote, suppress our vote, take our vote away, when they began to do that, they woke up the sleeping giant. They woke us up. I'll never forget the day I was going to sneak in over there at the King Center and have, sneak in and vote, 8 o'clock. I'll go in and vote right quick and get it over with. I pulled up there. I saw cars, looked like for blocks. I said, oh, well, I don't know. They must be having something at James Madison High School. I don't know. Went in there, and the line was all out the back door. I was delightfully surprised. I was, oh my God, I'm going to have to wait. But it felt good knowing that these people woke up a sleeping giant. And this not only in Dallas, but this was all over the nation. All over the nation, they woke up this sleeping giant. We went to the polls. We began to vote. This happened. This was the difference in Ohio, the difference in Florida. Hispanics, oh my God, you got stirred up in Florida in different places. You saw who was on your side. You saw who was going to fight, and you know who's going to fight for you. You know who's going to work for immigration reform. But let me say this. I hope, well, I really got a feeling the Republicans have learned their lesson. I don't think they're going to try to block it. I think it's going to pass in a big, big way, immigration reform. It's going to pass in a big way. I just don't think Bannon and McConnell and them is that stupid to keep down the same road and stay on the same track. No, they're not that stupid. They're going to change this thing out. They're going to do what's best. Oh, it's a great day. It's a great day. We still got some fights before us, believe me. There will be those that's going to do some of everything. They're tweeting never so many threats on the life of the president as it is now. Never seen so much hatred on the internet as it is now. All of these tweets in Google, I mean, not Googling, but all of these social services, all of these social organizations are writing, all of these people are writing, threatening the life of the president. Now, I know the FBI. I know they can find out who's doing this. I know they can find out who's doing this. I know they can find out who's doing this mess, threatening the life of the president. People, bigotry and hatred has got to go. It's got to go. Oppression has got to go. This is the greatest land, greatest nation on earth. Yes, it is. But I be John Brown. If we who built this nation is going to allow you to suppress us to make sure we don't enjoy the work we've done in this nation. We fought. My oldest brother died in Korea. Almost every family has been touched by death in this nation. And here you are. This nation is developing a system where they're trying to make sure that every African American they can go to prison. Now, all of this needs to stop. And we are going to have to address this with President Obama. I'd like to thank Mr. McCoy. Thank you, Mrs. McCoy. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Out in Keller, Texas, for her tax deductible pledge. Thank you, ma'am. Did I get it right this time? Okay. What is it, Clint? The note at the bottom. All right. New set listener and loving it. All right. Our new Saturday listener and loving it. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, I love the Saturday morning. I love it too. I love it too. I love talking to you and you talk to me. 972-647-1893. But we do need more pledges coming. We need more pledges coming. 972-647-1893. Y'all call your friends, wake them up and tell them to call in. Call me some pledges in. Call me some pledges in and tell them to pay them. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. But when we look at and see what's going on in America, you're getting this judge, I'm trying to think of his name. I'll look at that judge that was sending all of the people to jail and to prison, and they put him in prison because they found out he had an investment in the prison. Things like this is going on in America. They're trying to lock us up. A new form of slavery. People that you voted and voted right. President Obama is going to have to address issues like that. Driving while black. Thank God, young people, young, progressive, white people, thank you for having some good sense. You need those Pell Grants. Everybody needs those Pell Grants in order to go to college. People, some of you voted against yourself by voting for Romney. We need those Pell Grants. Believe me, there are some cuts going to come. I'm not going to lie. There are some things that's going to be cut. But nothing like what have happened had the Republicans won the White House. Nothing like that. They're going to try to balance the budget. One of the things that's going to help balance the budget as we scale down in Afghanistan. By 2014, we pull out the troops in Afghanistan. That money that we're spending, the billions and billions and billions we're spending on wars, that money can be brought back to America to help educate kids, educate you young people. A good move. 2014, I'm looking for that date that the lives will stop being lost. People will stop dying. Look at what's going on. We have people from Afghanistan, the Afghanistanians, I guess that's what they're called, they're dying. Our American troops are dying. And we realize, yes, we got to protect our own nation and keep it safe. But teach people, and they're doing it, how to protect themselves. Teach them how to protect themselves. And we will use that money here in America. There will be more money. Look at the amount of money that has been raised since we pulled out of Iraq. Look at the amount of money that has come in since Iraq is still no part of our war machine. People, it take billions, if not trillions, to fight a war. This money now can be spent at home. One of the greatest tragedies that Lyndon Johnson felt like during the years that he was the president, his Great Society, he was trying to develop this society where all Americans would have an earned income and everything, there'll be jobs and everything. But one of the greatest tragedies of his administration was the Vietnam War. He could not fund the things that he wanted to fund because of the Vietnam War. So, because of these wars, quite naturally, the president cannot get things done the way he wanted to get them done. And we realize that we need that money to come home. All righty, again, Pastor Dr. Washington Sr., from all the way down in Corsicana, Texas. Dr. Washington, thank you for your tax-deductible pledge. It's my first-time listener. I'm loving it. On hold, online. He's on the line. He wants to talk. We're going to take some calls in the next segment. I want to talk some here this first few minutes, and we'll take some calls. Well, it's time now. We're going to take a break, and then y'all can call us at 972-647-1893. We're going to take the calls. Thank you, Dr. Washington from down in Corsicana, Texas. Thank you.
Hey folks, this is J-Mac of KNON's Texas Blues Radio, and I'm celebrating 25 years on the air at KNON with a big party on Sunday, November 18th at Port David's Pub. Joining me are my great friends Texas Slim and Jason Elmore, so you know there's going to be a lot of great music. Get there early for a special one-of-a-kind acoustic opener. Doors open at 5 p.m. for an evening of some of the best blues this side of the Trinity River. It's going to be a party you don't want to miss. Who knows who may show up and sit in? Tickets are available now at knon.org, Bill's Records in Dallas, and Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie. Please join us at my 25th anniversary party with the Texas Slim Trio and Jason Elmore and Hoodoo Witch on Sunday, November 18th at Port David's Pub, located at 1313 South Lamar in Dallas. See you there.
Me out of their neighborhood.
Another way you could support your favorite show on KNON is by starting a KNON bank draft. Sign up now and support the voice of the people every month. It's easy and convenient, and a great solution for you if you're not always able to call during pledge drive. An automatic monthly draft will occur from your checking account. You can select the amount, $10 or more. Bank drafts provide a steady source of revenue for the station and can be started by calling 972-647-1893 right now. The total amount drafted each year is immediately credited to your favorite KNON program, and you'll receive your choice of gifts as soon as the draft begins. Pledge $1 a day to keep your favorite station on the air every day. That's only $30 a month, and it goes a long way towards keeping KNON alive. It's time for you to be good to your ears. Make a pledge to KNON that keeps on giving.
Want to hear some great Texas blues? KNON has the CD for you. KNON's Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, our latest blues compilation CD to benefit community radio, sponsored by Forever Young Records. This CD features 15 tracks and 60 minutes of great original Dallas-Fort Worth blues from Tutu Jones, Blues Boy Bo, Buddy Whittington, Andrea Dawson, Kirkland James, Sonny Colley, Johnny Red and the Roosters, the Chris Watson Band, the Two Tones, the Rough Cut Blues Band, Jeff Stone and Charlie Love, Dave Millsap, Sirloin and the Ash-Kicking Machine, Michael J. and the Paul Bird Band, and JJ and the Detonators. We're only selling 1,000 copies, and it will never be reissued. Get your copy now at Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, Record Town in Fort Worth, and in Dallas at Bill's Records and Rewind Music. The CD is available as an MP3 download at KNON.org. All proceeds benefit community radio, KNON. For more info on Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, visit us at KNON.org. Get your copy now and hear some real Texas blues. Your ears will thank you for it.
Don't let this world mislead you. Don't you ever go astray. Trust in God's word and believe it, 'cause it'll never pass away. We'll see him in his glory, riding on the clouds of joy.
All right. We're here now. We're going to take some calls. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Well, let's get he's bringing them to the board now. All right. Bringing my calls to the board. All righty. Who do we have? All right. Let's start. Which one was first? All right. Let's start at one and just go across the board. All right. All right, let's say good morning to Dr. Washington. Good morning, Dr. Washington. Is he there? Dr. Washington, are you there? Going once? Hello? Hello? All right, I guess he's gone. All right, let's go to line 2 and say good morning to, who do we have, Willie? All righty, good morning, Willie.
Yes, good morning, Reverend Dr. Barnett.
Fine, how are you this morning?
My call.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying. I want to say that I did vote and enjoyed the election. I've already made my pledge. But
great.
I got a little bone to pick with you, Reverend Barnett.
Yes,
I always hear about you talking about Lyndon B. Johnson. Did you know Lyndon B. Johnson didn't start this civil rights stuff? He started with President Dwight David Eisenhower. I never hear you give JFK credit.
Well, first of all, I never say it started with Lyndon Baines Johnson because I'll be honest about Lyndon Johnson. He was a cured racist. He was a racist. His first election, when he won down in all the boxes were thrown out in Brazoria County, right outside of Houston. But now, it did not start with Dwight Eisenhower. Now, we can go back.
The school integration did.
Huh?
In 1952, yes, it did. I remember.
It started in 1954, and that was a Supreme Court decision. That was not Lyndon Johnson's position.
No.
I mean, that was not Dwight Eisenhower's position. Dwight Eisenhower, one thing he did do, he sent the troops into Little Rock.
Right, Little Rock. Right.
He sent troops to protect those kids. But now, by no stretch of the imagination, was Dwight Eisenhower an integrationist? No. Now, the Civil Rights Bill was written by Stuart Simonton. You ever heard of him, a senator?
Yes, senator, yes.
All right. There was another senator from Minnesota. He became the vice president to Lyndon Johnson. Do you know who he was?
Right.
Do you know who Hubert Humphrey was?
Yes.
He was the vice president. He and Stuart Simonton were the authors of the Civil Rights Bill.
Yes,
John F. Kennedy was no different from Richard Nixon. He was just as conservative. But because of the push from Stuart Simonton and Hubert Humphrey, Kennedy had to get on board with the civil rights movement, and he made a phone call to Dr. Martin Luther King when Dr. King, they had taken his driver's license, and John Kennedy inquired and asked, was it anything he could do to help Dr. King? That endeared John Kennedy in the hearts of black people, because now today that don't seem like anything. But back in the 50s, 59 and 60, when he was running for president, that was that was something phenomenal. But it was people behind the scenes. It was people behind the scenes pushing civil rights. Dwight Eisenhower was not for a civil rights bill. Hubert Humphrey and Stuart Simonton could not get Dwight Eisenhower to propose a bill, and the Congress didn't.
Those troops, he started school integration. That's what I'm saying.
No. The 1954 Act started there in Topeka, Kansas. Started what was known as integration. It was not Dwight Eisenhower's administration. It was the Supreme Court doing when Eisenhower had been elected back in 52 for the first time. He was a segregationist, but he did uphold the law.
Right.
When he sent the troops in to Little Rock at Central High School.
Right.
In order to allow those 9 black children to go to school there at Central High in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Correct.
No, he was no integrationist by any stretch of the imagination. He was very conservative.
Robert Kennedy and his brother Edward Kennedy, they pushed for integration.
Robert and Edward were both far more liberal than their brother John. John got on board later, and once John got on board, he got his civil rights together. But here's the problem with John. John would have never gotten it passed. You needed a wheeler dealer in there that could get the civil rights bill passed.
But
his name was Lyndon Johnson, who knew something on everybody, who told what's the one that has the black daughter, the senator down in South Carolina, Strom Thurmond, told Strom Thurmond, if you don't sit down on your filibuster, I'm going to let the world know that you have a black daughter. You here talking about you discriminating, you don't want blacks around you, and blacks and whites should never be together. He was a daytime segregationist, but he was a nighttime integrationist. And Lyndon Johnson was going to expose that. He signed the 1964 Civil Rights Bill, 14 different pens. He signed the 1965 Voting Rights Bill. He signed the 1967 Open Housing Bill. This man was a wheeler dealer. He was a cured racist. His whole attitude was changed. Before then, Lyndon Johnson was no different from George Wallace or Bill Bohr or H. Ross Burnett.
I've heard him say nigger on several occasions on TV.
Yeah. All right, thank you for your call. All right. Exodus 972-647-1893. Is that Gray? Okay, all right. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Gray. All right. Good morning, Gray.
This is Greg Barber.
Greg. He got Greg up on the board. All right. Good morning, Greg. How you doing?
Morning. I'm doing fine, Reverend Barnett. Also, yes, Lyndon Johnson was pushed. Lyndon Johnson was a crook, but it's bad to say it, but that's what it takes to get things done in Washington.
And Kennedy was a good man. He had ran for vice president in 56. He did not, quite naturally, he was not nominated. Esther Skeefover beat him for that. But at the same time, he was a good man. He got the bill going. He popularized it because he was such a popular president. But it was other men that was behind the scenes pushing John F. Kennedy. We have to give everybody credit. It was a lot of people. Jacob Javits, a great senator. He was a Republican, but he was one of the great proponents of the Civil Rights Bill, Jacob Javits. That there were people, the Republicans have been pushed into a corner. There used to be a moderate, even a liberal wing of the Republican Party.
Dole was moderate.
Yeah, but they got pushed into a corner. Do you realize Richard Nixon in 1960 got 30% of the African American vote? Richard Nixon in 1960 got 30%. Today, that would be unthinkable for a Republican to get 30% of the African American vote because they have been pushed into a corner, and Romney might would have had a chance had he had not had to go so far to the right just to get to the nomination. He might would have had a chance. He might would.
There are sentiments out there, and it's glad that his chance did not come about. There are sentiments out there that he has confirmed. I mean, I haven't gotten my free stuff yet. Have you?
No, but see, what you're seeing now, Romney is a spoiled brat.
That's exactly a rich, spoiled brat.
That's what he is, and that's why he didn't. People don't like him because they can look at him and tell he's a spoiled brat. He talk about how he's struggling in college. Do you realize his father gave him $1 million in bonds his freshman year for he and his wife to live on? $1 million in bonds. She said, she had to use her ironing board for, what was that, for a table. But she did not tell you that was just only during the time where her 20-foot table was being delivered in some apartment. Have you ever been to Boston?
I've never been there.
Okay, I was there not long ago. You got those apartments around there, and believe me, you got an area where they cost a pretty penny because that's where the millionaires and billionaires kids stay when they go there. They were in there. That's where they lived. And see, Romney and I are the same age. And that's where they live. While we were struggling trying to go to school, thank God, I have to thank God because I had the size and the speed to get a scholarship to go. But he was rich. Had everything. Right. They don't know what struggle is. No. But anyway, I tell you what, give us our job line, and we're going to probably go into a next segment. Give us our job line. We're probably going to the next segment. Those who are on the lines, hang on the line. We're going to come back in the 8 o'clock hour, and we're going to take your calls. 972-647-1893 is the number to call if you want to join this conversation. All right, give us the job line.
This morning on our SAT job line, that's Solutions and Actions Today job line, brought to you every every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. during church information and open forum here on KNON 89.3, the voice of the people. This morning on the job line, we have Ernst & Young is looking for customer service representatives. They're asking you to apply online at www.ey.com/US/EN/careers with an S. Once again, that web address is www.ey.com/US/EN/careers with an S. Roll Transportation is looking for customer service representatives. They're asking you to apply online at transport.applicantstack.com. Once again, that web address is www.transport.applicantstack. That's APPLICANTSTACK.com. URS is looking for warehouse material specialists. They're asking you to apply online at www.urs.apply2jobs. That's apply, APPLY, the number 2, JOBS.com. Once again, that's www.ursapply.apply, APPLY, the number 2, jobs.com. Solar Turbines is looking for warehouse leads. They're asking you to apply online at www.solarturbines.com. Once again, that web address is www.solarturbines.com. Campbell Soup Supply is looking for maintenance workers. They're asking you can submit your resume to Campbell Soup Company, Attention Human Resources. Fax it at 903-783-4802. Once again, that fax number is area code 903-783-4802, or you can apply online at www.campbellsoup.com. Once again, that web address is www.campbellsoup.com. Uline is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply online at www.uline.com. Once again, that's Uline is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply online at www.uline.com. If you are a child-loving patient, an energetic individual, and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. Once again, if you are a child-loving patient, an energetic individual, and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. If you are a person affected by addiction, need assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make their transition back into mainstream society and need assistance with job search, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Once again, if you are a person affected by addiction and need assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make their transition back into mainstream society and need assistance with job search, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Let me repeat that. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Today is also a good day to make a pledge to church information in open form and follow through with it. Today is also a great day to make a pledge to church information in open form and follow through with it. Greg Barnett, if I might, the KNON Baptist Church is having a women's conference starting today at 9 a.m. That's at the corner of Montana and Alaska. 9 a.m. today. They're having breakfast right now from 7 to 9. You can go and be a part. There is no charge. All are welcome. Women's conference today at the KNON Baptist Church in Dallas on the corner of Montana and Alaska. That's right behind Old Mignards on the corner of Illinois and Marsalis. The church is on the corner of Montana and Alaska. Women's conference today starting at 9 a.m. There is no cost. All are welcome.
Everybody.
Everybody's welcome.
Everybody's welcome to come to the women's conference at the KNON Baptist Church. All right. Who's the pastor there?
Pastor is Dr. J.D. Baker.
All right. Dr. Baker is the pastor there, and they're inviting everybody. They can get up out of the bed or get whatever they're doing now and take on off and go on down there. They're still serving breakfast now, right?
Still serving breakfast right now.
All righty, great. Everybody go to the KNON Baptist Church. All righty. Thank you, Greg. Thank you. All right, great job as always. Great job, Mr. Greg Barber with our Solution and Action Today job line. And we'd like to thank Dr. Washington so far. Thank you, sir, for your tax-deductible pledge. Miss McCoy, for your tax-deductible pledge. Miss Dunson, for your tax-deductible pledge. But we need some more pledges coming in. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. Please call your pledge in. And you can also call and talk to me. Also, give us a call on the same number. And if you like to talk, I tell you what, we're going into our 8 o'clock hour. We're going to take a short break. And those who are hanging on the line, hang there. We'll be coming back and take your calls. We'll be right back.
You're listening to KNON 89.3 FM, Dallas, Fort Worth. Pledge now for the best radio station for music for 2 years in a row. Call 972-647-1893 now to make your pledge.
Not bothering to vote is deplorable, but preventing others from voting is disgraceful and disgusting. Yet, voter suppression has become an acceptable, routine, and widespread political tactic of Republican officials, operatives, and funders. This year, the vile nasties of suppression were in full howl in such key states as Florida, Ohio, and Wisconsin, telling lies and twisting the rules to deter minorities and other likely Democratic voters from casting ballots. Voter fraud is a felony, screeched 140 billboards strategically placed in inner-city neighborhoods of Ohio and Wisconsin. They pictured a judge's gavel slamming down, along with this message, 3.5 years and $10,000 fine. Subtle, huh? The ads had no disclosure of who paid for them. When told they'd have to own up to their sponsorship, the cowardly suppressors chose instead to have the billboards taken down. Well, they can run, but they can't hide. The Einhorn Family Foundation of Milwaukee was behind this nastiness. It's the right-wing plaything of the billionaire Einhorn family, venture capital hucksters who use their fortune to back right-wing politicians and, get this, to, quote, promote liberty. Then there are sorry public officials like Florida Governor Rick Scott, who rig election rules to make voting hard to impossible for many Democrats. This year, he slashed the days for early voting almost in half, had thousands of unsuspecting voters purged from the rolls, and refused to alleviate nightmarish wait times of 3 to 9 hours at some Democratic polling places. But, declared this cynical scoundrel, I want everybody to get out to vote. This is Jim Hightower saying, and I want political thugs like him to get out of the way of our democracy. To help, connect with the Brennan Center for Justice at www.brennancenter.org.
Yo, what's up? I'ma kick it with the line, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like that? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Chicken from tea is simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What? Yep, yep.
All right, we're back for hour number 2. Right here on Church Information and Open Forum. We're in the midst of our fall pledge drive, and we need your tax-deductible pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Again, today in African American history, in 1723, merchant and patriot Crispus Attucks was born in Massachusetts. He was born in Massachusetts. He was the first person to die in the American Revolution, a black man. And this happened on March 5th, 1770, right there in the Boston Massacre at the Boston Harbor. Along, the 2 men died after him, Samuel Gray and James Caldwell. They all died. Black man, Crispus Attucks, born today in 1723 in Boston, Massachusetts. We've got other things, black history we're going to hit. But you can call us, 972-647-1893. If you have questions or comments, if you want to make a pledge, any of that, if you want to be a part of this program, give us a call, 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 4 and say good morning to Tom. All righty, good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett. We missed you last week, and belated happy birthday to you. You sound like you had a great birthday.
Oh, thank you. I had a tremendous birthday. They gave me a dinner, presents. I'd like to say good morning to our Dallas School Board trustee, Miss Carla Ranger. She and others came by. We had a great conversation, good time. So good morning, Carla and Marcus. Hope y'all having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Yeah, Tom, what you got going on?
Oh, I was wondering, are we going to meet after church at your church tomorrow at 3 o'clock for the trucker down there in Mexico? Your son wanted to talk about it last week, and he didn't know whether you'd approve of having a meeting at your church at 3 o'clock after services tomorrow. I don't know if you talked.
Yeah, if they want it. This is the first time I heard anything about it. But if they want to meet, anybody want to meet, yeah, it's fine. I'd love to welcome him home. I had to stay so long, but sometimes you get caught up in politics, and I'm just going to be honest about the whole thing. He was a victim of politics, and you remember the guys that Jesse Jackson was able to free. And what country was that? Was that in Iran?
Right.
And it was a couple of them. Well, remember, Jesse was running for president at the time.
Exactly true.
And in order to embarrass the sitting president, they let Jesse come down there and get him.
Right.
I just don't know how to explain it to people. Everything is political.
Oh, gosh, yes. But the sad part is, Reverend, you are so spread out here in Dallas it really shouldn't be your responsibility. I mean, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of truckers that should be going to his defense, and you shouldn't have to do that up here in Dallas. I mean, you are so spread out in the community. So much they've done over the years. I mean, there's very few people that can compare with you, and for you to have to get involved in this is just scandalous that the truckers aren't behind him and doing something.
That was my only hope to do it before the election was, if every truckers got together and, hey, at those entrances and exits into Mexico, still on the United States side, have a breakdown. Your truck all of a sudden run out of gas for about 30 minutes. There's enough truckers to keep that thing blocked. That would have caused a national story, but it didn't come about. But I knew it would come right after the elections. Because you do know there were some things that the Republicans, had they been able to get a hold of that, they were still trying to get the Obama administration with that Fast and Furious thing. And this truck, he had weapons and different things going on there. It could have turned into a political powder keg. And I knew it wasn't going to happen until after the election. But it didn't. So that's one of the things that we are thankful that the young man is out. If they want to use church, want to come by and be there, sure, at 3 o'clock tomorrow, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, the young man is out then? I didn't know he was out. I didn't know that they released him from prison. He is already out.
The word I'm getting, he's out. Clint, can you pull that up? Pull it up. But the word I'm getting, he is out. That's where I'm getting.
That's great. Well, there's no real need to have the meeting then if he's already out, because this was a strategy meeting to try to get him released, and your son was just trying to think of a place that we could have it until he got.
Cecil, that's my son, but he highly respect. But he they could have had it at church. I was okay with that. Anything that's going to help people, help the community, I'm always open to it. My doors will always be open.
Always involved. You're always involved, totally involved.
Yeah.
And I left a pledge for you last week while you were gone.
I certainly appreciate that, Tom. I really appreciate that.
We appreciate what you've done. A lot of your people have followed you onto your Saturday show. I've been hearing all their voices, and it's great to hear everybody.
Yes, I'm very grateful because I did not know whether they were going to follow or not. I didn't know. I was hopeful, but a little afraid, but most of them have. And we picked up new listeners and everything.
And you got an extra hour, too. That's great, pal.
That's great.
Because you talk about such important things, even though it's called the church and religious hour. It's so, and I'm from Massachusetts, and it was great to hear about that slave. I studied the Civil War, and not the Civil War, but the American Revolution. Never did I hear about those black people being, the first people to die in the American Revolution.
They were merchant Marines, but they were also been slaves. And have you been to the Kennedy Library?
Oh yes, that's where I'm from. I'm from Southie, where they made the movie Good Will Hunting. There's just right next to Dorchester.
Okay, that body of water there, where the library sits. Remember, that's where the Boston Tea Party was.
Exactly. Bottom line, right?
Well, the Kennedy. What's the name of that harbor? I've been trying to think of it all morning, but I'm getting old. It'll finally pop in my head. Probably.
I lived there all my life, and now I can't think of it. It's on the end of my tongue, and I've lived there until I came down here with the Air Force in '66 harbor. I can't think of it at the moment either. But
but every time I'm in Boston, I go there. I visited the Kennedy Library, and I look at all the history that was there, and that's where the Boston Massacre also was. All right, thank you, Tom.
Talk to you later, Doctor.
All right. That clears the line, 972-647-1893. People, please, we're in the midst of a pledge drive. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. I need that tax-deductible pledge coming in. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. Come on, send your pledge and send your tax-deductible pledge. Please send it in. 972-647-1893. All righty. Also,
Barnett,
yes,
I have the information on the trucker.
Yeah.
The U.S. Embassy in Mexico said that 27-year-old Jabin Bogan was freed from a maximum security prison in Veracruz. They did not say where he's being held or when he gets to return to the U.S. They did say he had to pay a large fine to get freed, but he was facing up to 30 years. But he has been released from prison.
He has been released.
And
That's the word I had gotten.
This is an AP story, so it's pretty.
Yeah. We had pulled it up. My wife pulled it up, and I don't know if he's gone on U.S. soil.
He's not, according to this AP story.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Clint. Thank you. All righty. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. We need your pledges. We need your pledges. We are streaming online. The cameraman is here. You can see us on YouTube, and come around and tell us how they can see us on YouTube, and they can hear themselves talk on television. How do they pick us up on YouTube?
Well, you go with Two Hats Publishing on YouTube, and about 6 o'clock tonight, YouTube will finally post it up there for you.
Okay. And they can hear themselves talking.
They can hear themselves talking.
Hear their names called on worldwide television.
Worldwide television.
All right, thank you. You can hear yourself talking, and call the kids and call the grandkids and say, listen to the mama, listen to daddy talk on worldwide television. All right, we are streaming on YouTube. You got the message. And we'd like to thank all of you who are making your pledge, but we definitely need some more pledges coming in. All right, on today, this is November 17th in 1911. Q Dogs, this was your founding day. You founded on the campus of Howard University. Omega Psi Phi fraternity was founded by 3 undergraduates. All righty. And the Greek phrase, the Omega Psi Phi, comes from the Greek phrase, friendship is essential to the soul. Friendship is essential to the soul. All right. On the 17th of November 1911, Omega Psi Phi was founded. All right, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. All righty, what is that, Smith? James Smith. All righty, all the way down from our good friend down in Palestine, Texas. Down in Palestine. How are things going down in Palestine, James?
It's going nice and cool down here, Reverend Barnett.
Yes, it's a little chilly up here.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you,
we usually get the weather that y'all get. A couple of things. I was intending to call you about I mentioned the hangings down here that's considered suicides, and you had told me to give you a call after, but during your birthday period and you were doing something, I didn't want to interrupt you, but we'll talk another time, but some of this is romantic and social life issues that's involved with these suicides, hanging. So I talk with you another time off the air about this.
Are you sure these are suicides?
That's what they're being reported as
Come
suicides.
on, man.
Yes, sir.
Are these black folk?
Yes, sir.
Not hardly.
Gotcha. Yes,
no,
sir. I'm
we don't.
working.
Well, we used to do it all, and when we do it now, it's awfully rare. We fall in love, but we don't fall that deeply in love to go out and hang ourselves. Nah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, and I'll probably visit with you one day on that so we can address that. I want to get you a little bit on the flag, the Confederate flag down here in Palestine. That issue is hot back on the burner, and what has happened is there's a group, the Confederate Sons here, the John H. Reagan group. Now, John H. Reagan, he did some good things for all people here in Palestine, Anderson County, but he was with the Confederate soldiers. He Postmaster General by the Confederate general at that time. But what has happened here is there's a group that do reenactment, and what they've done is they put a flag up at the courthouse. You remember that issue there? And
right.
The city and the county got into it, and the people voiced their concerns, and the group took the flag down, and the county and the city. But now this group has gotten some land within the city limits of Palestine, not far from a black funeral home, and just across the street from the funeral home's parking lot. They have developed a park. Now, here's what happened, right quick. This group went to City Hall and applied for a permit. Now, on this permit, they said there was going to be a driveway.
Mm-hmm.
But when they got there and discussed something with the code enforcement helped them to adjust this thing to get it where they can go ahead and change it from being a driveway. In other words, they were trying to, I guess, in a way, fool the people like it was going to be a driveway, but they were actually building this foundation. And if you come to Palestine and look at this, they have 4 flag poles up, pretty high up, but they don't have flags on them just yet. Now, the local NAACP branch is battling this issue, but I just see them kind of here as a sleeping giant as far as I'm concerned. I'm a member of it, and I work with different groups, but I just think something else needs to be done, a little more light shine on this subject. And we have a local historian, black historian named Norris White. He writes about veterans, black veteran soldiers and all. And what has happened is he wrote in his writing that he does research out of Austin. He is an official historian, that there was black Confederates fighting in the Confederate Army, and he's researching on them.
They
and
were.
Yes, sir. And a lot of people are concerned that they were willingly or unwillingly. The question is, were they willingly, unwillingly participating in this Confederate Army? And he said in his writing that there was also Buffalo soldiers involved in this Confederate Army prior to, getting involved in the Confederate Army. But anyway, the issue is, yes, sir. But the issue is this park is already up with the flag poles there, but they hadn't put the flags up. But the city of Palestine had approached the county to tell them to tell those people to take that flag down. They had the flag flying up under the United States and the Texas flag, and it was the 3rd flag up. So they took the flag down, but now that the courthouse no longer has the flag up, these people have come within the city's front yard and is putting it right back up. And the city was fighting it at the courthouse.
Do y'all know who these people are, don't you?
Say that again.
Do y'all know who these people are?
Oh, yes, we know who they are.
Are they any business owners there? That's a part of this?
I don't know exactly all of who they individually are. I know 1 or 2, and one of the guys that he and I have considered ourselves as brothers, work together. I used to do entertainment DJ, and he was also working with me. We always embraced each other, and real good guy. We never had this race issue with each other for years upon years since the 60s. But, he's part of this reenactment, and we respect each other. But it's just that this group is doing this, and there's last year, it was about 100 people or more showed up at the City Hall complaining about the flag flying at the courthouse, and now here it come back up. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I thought maybe the media, we did have last year, year before, Channel 4, Channel 8, Channel 7, and Channel 16 down here covering it. But right now, I think the NAACP is doing something different, and they haven't called in the media yet. But I was thinking the media should get involved, because I had talked with you and Robert Ashley from Heaven 97, and both of you did a great job allowing us to explore this. So I appreciate what you're doing now, allowing me this much time to talk about this. But if this park goes over, it could become a domino effect if we're not careful.
You need to nip this in the bud. We need to put a stop to this foolishness. They are taking pride in our enslavement, and then they are going to wash your face with it and smile in your face. You've heard the song about smiling faces. Okay.
Oh, yes, I have it. Yes, this is also a part of, I believe, the group that I told you wrote that racist email. A 30-plus years police officer here in the city of Palestine wrote a racist email, and that email said this, and he wrote it and published it and did it on City of Palestine email computers, saying, what's one more take on the election? And this was done in 2008, and we caught wind of it in 2009, the latter part of 2009. He said, they asked him, what's the take on the election? He said, oh, not much, just one more black family living in government housing. And he was referring to the President of the United States of America. And they didn't do much of anything. They tried to push it under the rug, but we challenged this thing. And that was several police officers and anonymous citizens' names still on this email. And I'm still trying to pursue that, because I don't know who's watching you, you know.
Yeah, well, what you should have wrote him back and said that you might be living in government houses, but black men built that house.
Yes, sir. I'm aware, and I've been talking on that.
Black
issue
men built the White House.
Yes, sir.
Black men built most of the federal buildings that you see in Washington, D.C. were built by black men.
Yes, sir.
So,
just spreading that around. I'll probably get to talk with you later. I took up enough time from the listeners, but
all right.
I'll get with you on other time. I just wanted to share that with everybody.
All right. Thank you, James.
I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Yes. He might be living in a house that the United States government owns, but he's living in a house that a black man built. Yeah. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. We're still in the midst of our fall pledge drive. We need your tax-deductible pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Yes, back in 1989, Gloria Naylor, she was a novelist, an essayist, a screenplay writer, columnist, and educator. She won the Lillian Smith Award for Mama Day. But her best-known novel was Women of Brewster Place, which won the 1983 National Book Award in the category of First Novel. Yes, this happened on this day, January 17th. 1989. All righty. Got a lot of things going on now. Got a lot of things to talk about if you'd like to join the conversation. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. But if you send those pledges in, we can stop asking for pledges and get on to nothing but talk. Nothing but you calling in. You can call in still. If you don't have a pledge, you can still call in and talk to us, but we'd love to have your pledge. And if you don't, we can still call in and talk to us. We got a lot of things to talk about, but the only way we can keep talking, keep things going, is for you to pledge to our show and pay the pledge. That's the only way we can keep it going. So give us a call, 972-647-1893. I have here, is this Griffin Ward, Boston, the part, or what is that?
Griffin Ward was where they dumped the tea, according to on the website.
All right, Griffin Ward. Yeah, but it's a body of water, and it's a city right outside of Boston named after that body of water. It'll come to me. It's a very popular city, well known. I don't know why I can think of it right now. This is where the Boston Tea Party, but the JFK Library extends out into this body of water. All right, I tell you what, we're up a short. Oh my God, we've gone way past break time. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
KNON depends on listener support to stay on the air. Now is the time for you to help keep this show on the air. If you like what you're hearing and want to show your appreciation for great community radio, pick up the phone and call to make a pledge. 972-647-1893. That's 972-647-1893. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Without the support of our listeners, there won't be any community radio on the air in North Texas. So take a few minutes to make a pledge. 972-647-1893.
Want to hear some great Texas blues? KNON has the CD for you. KNON's Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, our latest blues compilation CD to benefit community radio, sponsored by Forever Young Records. This CD features 15 tracks and 60 minutes of great original Dallas-Fort Worth blues from Tutu Jones, Blues Boy Bo, Buddy Whittington, Andrea Dawson, Kirkland James, Sonny Colley, Johnny Red and the Roosters, the Chris Watson Band, the Two-Tones, the Rough Cut Blues Band, Jeff Stone and Charlie Love, Dave Millsap, Sirloin and the Ash-Kicking Machine, Michael J. and the Paul Bird Band, and JJ and the Detonators. We're only selling 1,000 copies, and it will never be reissued. Get your copy now at Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, Record Town in Fort Worth, and in Dallas at Bill's Records and Rewind Music. The CD is available as an MP3 download at KNON.org. All proceeds benefit community radio, KNON. For more info on Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, visit us at KNON.org. Get your copy now and hear some real Texas blues. Your ears will thank you for it.
Hey, this is Blue Lisa, and my annual Thanksgiving Live broadcast will be happening this Thursday, November 22nd from 9 a.m. until noon, and you're invited. Join me and special guests Reverend K.M. Williams, KNON's own Greg A. Smith and J. Mack, Jackie Don Lowe, and Kirkland James for the live broadcast and delicious Thanksgiving brunch from the Alligator Cafe. It's happening at the KNON studio located at 5353 Maple at Butler, and seating is very limited, so get your tickets now at knon.org. Come join me, Reverend K.M. Williams, Greg A. Smith, and J. Mack, Kirkland James, and Jackie Don Lowe with brunch from the Alligator Cafe for this wonderful Thanksgiving tradition on Thursday, November 22nd from 9 a.m. till noon for the live broadcast. This is a KNON benefit event.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. Clint, and they've been looking up certain things about that harbor and everything. We'll bring you that information in a few moments. But you can call us at 972-647-1893. I hate doing this, having y'all just sit there on the line. I hate doing this. But we have to understand that I have to raise money. Yeah, and I know people don't like to sit there and wait, but I have the greatest audience in the world. Y'all are very patient. You're very giving. Y'all understand. Y'all have an understanding what we have to do in order to keep the station on there and for the show to stay on there, that I have to and I must. And many of y'all are participating. I thank you, and I wish we have just a few more to participate. We can reach our goal. And call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call and make your tax-deductible pledge or talk to us on there. All right, what is that? Is that Weatherford on Winterford? Weatherford? Oh, Rutherford. All righty. Rutherford on line 2. Let's speak to Rutherford. Good morning, Rutherford.
Good morning, sir.
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Yes.
Reverend Barnett, I'm calling in hopefully to request your involvement and your influence in hopefully getting God, Jesus, the Ten Commandments, and prayer back in schools. Since Madeleine O'Hare succeeded in getting the Supreme Court to render its ridiculous decision not to allow prayer, any reference to the Ten Commandments, which are good rules to live by no matter what you believe, the fact that you can't mention God's name in school is just a disaster. And it makes no sense. It makes no common sense at all. I don't believe my Father God is very well pleased with the fact that his name cannot be mentioned in school.
Well, here's what. When that happened in 1963, schools were desegregated. Let me just give those who are not old enough to remember the true history behind that. School was desegregated. And basically what that did, that hit white schools. They're the only one who paid any attention to it, because until I finished high school in 1966, we prayed every morning. We had prayer at our graduation. In fact, I did the invocation at my high school graduation. We never even thought about it because we felt like it was so ridiculous. There was no way black folks was not going to go to school and invoke God's presence in that classroom. So it really didn't traumatize black people that much during that time, because the schools were segregated, and maybe white schools had to adhere to it, but we didn't adhere to it. The government didn't bother us. They prayed before football games and different things like that. Nothing changed with us. Nothing changed for me in high school. But I understand what you're saying. You can put out all the pagan material you want and say anything about pagan deities and different things, you can do that. But at the same time, no, you cannot invoke Jesus' name. Now, what you do need, now, with this is one thing the conservatives would help you with on the Supreme Court. You have a 5-4 conservative majority. If you're gonna get this thing passed, you got to get a case to the Supreme Court, and you have to go through the lower courts and try to hope they move it up to the high court and they have the Supreme Court rule it on it again. Now, the conservatives might go with you, but then again, I'm not sure that you can get those 5 conservatives on the United States Supreme Court to go with you on that. But have you? Do you have any case in mind that you could take to trial and try to get the thing moved up? Many people have tried it, but nobody have been able to get it to the Supreme Court since. Do you have any idea?
Well, if we can't get the Supreme Court to have good common sense and reverse it, then the other option is to simply amend the Constitution. The Constitution needs amendment anyway. As a matter of fact, since this disaster in 1982, when Madeleine O'Hara succeeded in getting the Supreme Court to render that ridiculous decision, that we've had 2 simultaneous wars. Nobody's ever heard of America's in 2 wars at the same time. Disasters of all kinds. Our economy is a disaster. Kids are creating crimes that never have been, you don't even see in movies. It's just our morals and ethics in America has just gone to pot.
Well, now the Supreme Court will have to have a case to rule on to do that. Now, there will be many people that's going to fight you on both sides, and this is almost really not a liberal-conservative issue, but you would stand a better chance with a conservative Supreme Court, which we have right now, and it may not last. But, thank God, I hope it don't. But one thing about me, I can pray anywhere. You get before those hard tests and different things and got to pass. You pray in high school, you can pray in college. Nobody can really stop you praying. As I sit here and talk to you, I can sit here and pray, and you never know it. So it's the open prayer. That's the what you want passed, to be able to openly invoke God into the classroom. You're going to get some fight back for it, but try to find you a case where you can get that case to be heard by lower courts, and then maybe it could move to the Supreme Court. But I will not guarantee you in today's climate that's going to be easy. No, it's going to be tough. All right. We thank you. I got other callers, but thank you. I'll do whatever I can if you can get the case that I can really push forward. Okay, all right. Let's go to JP. Where is that, on line 4? All right, let's go to JP. Good morning, JP.
Morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Ryan, how are you?
Yeah, I just want to give you I'm doing great. I just want to give you a piece of information on Boston Harbor there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Dorchester Bay.
Dorchester Bay.
Yeah, I'm native
Dorchester, that's it. All the other, that's it. Dorchester Bay, and there's a Dorchester, Massachusetts, isn't it?
Yep, Dorchester, Massachusetts is the town right next to it.
Yeah, Dorchester Bay. That's
where I was born and raised. Nice area.
Right there. Now, is that the library sticks out, and that's a little peninsula or something look like that when when you pull up there.
That's what it used to be landfill, actually.
Is that what that is?
They used to dump a lot of dirt there.
Okay.
The University of Massachusetts University there.
It's right there, all on that landfill, I guess.
That's where I went to school, and then they built the JFK Library there.
Yeah. I know they show you all of that when you take their tour of JFK Library, and show you where the Boston Tea Party was, and all of that right there in Dorchester Bay.
Right.
Now, which end of Boston is that on? Is that the south end?
That's considered that's the south side of Boston. And beyond that, you start hitting Quincy, Massachusetts, and
Quincy.
Yeah, Quincy, and goes further south along the shore there.
Now, I don't know my directions in Boston, but I can go all over Boston. It's the hardest city in America to learn to me, but somehow I can feel my way and go all over Boston. I don't know a lot of times. Now, I know when you get to Quincy, you're on the south end because you're really getting out of Boston. You're heading, getting ready to.
Yeah, Braintree, etc.
Yeah. I went to one of the best seafood restaurants in my life right there in Quincy. It's really, boy, that food. See, the seafood up there is different from here.
Oh, it's excellent. Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah, it's totally different. It's totally different. They eat different. They eat stuff and types of fish I've never heard of.
Yeah, you get some real fish up there, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, thank you for that information.
Yeah, I'm glad you're talking about Boston. Yep.
All righty then.
Yep, thank you, bye.
There is a line, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Come on, we need your tax-deductible pledges coming in. Don't like for you to hang on the line, but I have to raise money. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Please call in. Call in your tax-deductible pledge. Please call it. Call it and make sure you make your pledge. Call us right now. Call us right now. Call us. Come on. 972-647-1893. Let's get Miss Osmond on line one already. Good morning, Miss Osmond. That's what?
Hi, Reverend Barnett?
Yes. Oh,
Miss Kleberg.
Miss Kleberg. Yeah.
I missed you on last week.
You wasn't at church, so don't even come here.
No, I'm
Yeah.
you out of town.
You out of town?
No, I said you were out of town.
Yeah, that didn't keep you from coming to church because I was out of town. We still had service.
I know.
Yeah.
But Pastor Barnett,
yes.
I'm so happy. Can you hear me pretty good?
I can hear you great. Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of feedback. But anyway, I'm so happy to hear that the guy has been released from prison. And I just want to, can I give some shout-outs really, really quickly?
Help yourself.
Okay, I'm from the best community in the city of Dallas, which is Kleberg, and I just want to. We are conducting a Kleberg.
Yeah, you might get some kickback on that. Okay, go ahead.
We are conducting a beautification project out here, and I would like to thank the council office, Chanel Atkins, the Potter's House Church, the Kleberg Neighborhood Association, Mega Care, Ronald Parrish of McDonald's, Wright Grocery Store, and Jerry, who lives in the community. And we are painting houses, we are picking up trash, and that's what a community is supposed to do.
Well, I'm glad to hear Tanel Atkins is doing something. Lord,
yes,
right. Tanel Atkins?
Tanel Atkins, he's out here, and the mayor, he's supposed to come out here later. But
Is
we are
that
painting
right?
Elderly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To
And
Kleberg?
it's about 100 in Kleberg. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay.
It's about 100 volunteers out here right now. We're expecting 200 volunteers. And
Today?
I just had to say thank you. Yes, sir.
I'd have to see that for come on, Kleberg. I don't.
Pastor, I'm telling you the truth.
All right. I'm gonna drive through there. I got to see this to believe it. Oh my God.
Okay, well, I will see you tomorrow, and I'll have my pledge in hand tomorrow.
You have your pledge in hand? All right.
I will have it in hand.
I certainly appreciate it. All righty. All right. Thank you, Miss Kleberg. All right. Bye-bye. All right. That clears a 972-647-1893. Give us a call. Call us. Pay your pledge. Talk to us. Everything. Call us. We want to raise some money, but I love to thank my good friend here, Mr. Esquire Connors, for his tax-deductible pledge. Thank you, Esquire. Thank you very much. We need these pledges coming in because now we want to get back to the regular show, get back to our callers and different things, but believe me, talk is cheap, but it takes money to buy land. And we've got to really get some pledges in. Please, we're about to take a short break, but give us a call. Give us a call now. While we're on break, give us calls. 972-647-1893. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, this is J-Mac of KNON's Texas Blues Radio, and I'm celebrating 25 years on the air at KNON with a big party on Sunday, November 18th at Port David's Pub. Joining me are my great friends Texas Slim and Jason Elmore, so you know there's going to be a lot of great music. Get there early for a special one-of-a-kind acoustic opener. Doors open at 5 p.m. for an evening of some of the best blues this side of the Trinity River. It's going to be a party you don't want to miss. Who knows who may show up and sit in? Tickets are available now at knon.org, Bill's Records in Dallas, and Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie. Please join us at my 25th anniversary party with the Texas Slim Trio and Jason Elmore and Hoodoo Witch on Sunday, November 18th at Port David's Pub, located at 1313 South Lamar in Dallas. See you there.
Me out of their neighborhood.
Tune in every Saturday morning for KNON Speak Up Saturdays. Speak Up Saturday starts at 7 a.m. with an expanded church information and forum hosted by Reverend Marion Barnett, a news and politics show for you. Then at 9 a.m., it's The Workers' Beat hosted by Gene Lance, sponsored by the CWA, a show for workers' rights. At 10 a.m., the Dallas Observer presents Jim Schutz, Get Off My Lawn with the other side of the news. Wrapping up Speak Up Saturdays at 11 a.m. is Lambda Weekly with David Taffet, the longest-running LGBTQ talk show in the country. Be sure to tune in every Saturday morning to Speak Up Saturdays right here on KNON 89.3 FM, the voice of the people.
Senior Care Centers Dallas Health and Rehabilitation provides 24-hour skilled nursing services, offers occupational, speech, and physical therapy, bilingual staff available, and has served the South Dallas community close to 40 years. They accept Medicare, Medicaid, provide private insurance, Medicaid pending. They are located at 2815 Martin Luther King Boulevard in Dallas. And on Saturday, December the 1st at 12 p.m., the Senior Care Center will host a community open house gospel festival featuring the Angelic Shaw Sisters, Us Three the Trinity, Deidre Else, Osa McGee III, C.E. Williams, and the Tones of Glory Gospel Quartet and Band. Hosted by Greg A. Smith. For information, Sidney Taylor at 214-421-2159. 214-421-2159. Hey.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. And we each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on KNON 89.3 FM, the voice of the people. We've got a lot of things going on, a lot of things on the table, but the main thing, for those first-time listeners, it's not the way my show usually runs, is because we're in a pledge drive and we're trying to raise money. We're raising money, and we need all the tax-deductible pledges we can get our hands on. And you can call in a pledge right now at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We'll call your pledge in. 972-647-1893. And we need it. We need for you to send it in. We know that you're going to do it. So give us a call now. 972-647-1893. And we do have the information. The young man, Clint, could you get that information again and tell exactly where the point is? Where he is right now, I don't know. But we did get the information that he had been released from prison. Now, how they do things there, how they're doing this particular case, I don't know. But we are so happy that he is being released, and he has been released, and we knew he would be released. We knew that much right after the election, and just the political ramifications behind this is nothing new. It was the government that had Jesus crucified. The Roman government. Government is in every day of life. Your first governor was Adam. He ruled the whole earth. He ruled nobody. He was the only man around, but he ruled all the animals. Everything that crawled on earth had to adhere to Adam. First governor was Adam. We've been under some type of human government ever since. Israel even rejected God and wanted God put them under a theocracy. He was their God. He was their king. But man didn't even want to be under God. So he had to give them Saul. So we have to understand how important government is. Let nobody tell you not to participate in government. That's idiotic. That's stupid. That's crazy. Don't let nobody sell you down the drain. No. If you don't think government is not important, you ask the Koch brothers. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to capture the United States government. They spent millions and millions of dollars trying to suppress your vote. Government is very, very important. It's very important. Quite naturally, God is the supreme governor. But government is on this earth and has been ever since he created man on this earth. Government has been important. It is utterly impossible for you to live. You're not even considered dead till somebody has signed a death certificate, some government official. You're not even considered born until you get a birth certificate. That's from the government. You know, you from birth, from the cradle to the grave, there's something government has to do with your life. You live in a house. Government designed that lot and give you a lot number. Believe me, anything you do in life, government has something to do with it. All right, give me a call, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. All right, let's bring Bernadette on. All righty. Good morning, Bernadette.
How you doing, Reverend Barnett?
Fine, how are you?
Okay, I've been to your church one time, but I haven't been back since.
Oh, well, that don't sound good.
Well, I found a good church home. No offense to you, but it's it's something that I enjoy. But I do want to iterate what you were saying about government. I lost my mother back in October of this year. So we rented a car. My brother, my daughter, and myself and my son went to Philadelphia. We had a horrible accident. We rented a car from Hertz. And what happened, Hertz said that my brother wasn't covered because he was not immediate family. Well, I went back and forth with Hertz, but I finally decided to go to my to Miss Burkett, my legislator, state representative, and they resolved the problem. Hertz is acknowledging that I was covered, but I had to go to the state and do congressional
You had to go to
inquiry.
you had to go to the government, right?
Right, and it's very important for people to realize that they do have rights. Go to your legislators. That's what they're there for.
Well, you see, a lot of people, like, they have trouble in these school districts and different things like that. Many times they will go to different persons that's tied in with that particular school. And sometimes you get good people in that, and then there are other times you don't. You know, it's like taking a discrimination suit to the Klan in some cases. But they don't realize they have a trustee that has been duly elected to really help handle your problems. And when people begin to understand the layers of government that they live under, they can then make these people that are elected to these positions accountable to them. And that's what they are really there for. And I'm so glad that you got your legislator to get their problem resolved. Did the accident happen in Pennsylvania?
It happened in Tennessee, in Ralph, my mother's funeral.
It happened in the state of Tennessee. Okay, and your legislator got it resolved there with the officials in Tennessee.
Well, no, it was Hertz that was giving us the problem. Hertz rental car.
Oh, Hertz.
They didn't want to
you did say that.
They didn't want to acknowledge that my brother was an immediate family.
You took insurance on that car when you rented that car, right?
Yes, I did. And
well, everybody in that car should have been insured.
they had a little little clause that they tried to invoke, but when I took it to my legislator, the Texas Department of Insurance got involved. And they, between the Texas Department of Insurance and my legislator, I just got a letter yesterday saying that Hearst is acknowledging that they are going to cover a 2012 maximum.
Okay, good. That's
So
good.
I just want to reiterate the importance of going to your legislator. Don't just take anything at face value. It's not a done deal until you resolve it. Take it to your legislator, and they resolve it for you.
That's what they're there for, and that way you help hold them accountable. And I'm so glad you had a good legislator to handle your particular case. And if y'all have good legislators, call and let me know. And what was the legislator name?
Carol Burkett.
Carol Burkett. Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Mesquite.
Okay, she's out in Mesquite.
Yes, sir.
And if you got good ones, let me know. And if you have bad ones, let me know. We'll talk about it, okay?
Okay, then. All right. Have a good day.
That's what KNON is all about. That's what it's all about.
I just want to pass the word on how important legislation is.
All right. Thank God for Legislator Carol Burkett. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. All right. There goes the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We only have about 9 minutes left. We need some pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. I have got to raise some more money. I only have about 8 minutes left now. I got to raise some more money. 972-647-1893. I got to raise some more money. I'm running a little short here. 972-647-1893. Remember, I have thousands I have to raise for this show. 972-647-1893. I have thousands of dollars I've got to raise for this show. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. That's the number we call. Give us some tax-deductible pledges, please. Call us a pledge in. 972-647-1893. That's the number I need. That's the number I need for you to call and make that tax-deductible pledge. I hear we got Dr. Scott on the line. I'm seeing him on the board. Let me talk with Dr. Scott. All righty. Dr. Scott, are you there?
God bless. I am right here.
Fine. How are you this morning?
Fine. I want to congratulate you and say have a big happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
And I wasn't able to get there, but happy birthday, and we're glad to have you back.
Oh, I'm glad to be back. I'm gonna have to get with you and
I need to get with you.
And I want y'all to come in the studio and sit around and just talk about what's going on in our community. You're a pastor and been pastoring for years and years. Your wife has been very, very strong and active for years. All of this, and we just need to hear what y'all got to say, because you're right there where the rubber meets the road. And
well, I wanted to get with you because I needed some assistance, some information. I'm having problems in West Dallas. I'm unhappy with the streets. I've recently got another car, and no need to get in another car if you don't have nothing to drive on.
In other words, you're tearing your cars up out there on the street?
Tearing my cars up on the street, and I've made an appeal, and I'm not getting anywhere, so I'm waiting until the turkey digests and the toys are unwrapped, and then I'm ready to go.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to go to war and get the streets fixed in West Dallas. Y'all pay taxes, and
yes, sir. Yes,
I know
sir.
you pastor out there. You pastor, your members pay taxes out there.
Yes, sir. And I'm very unhappy.
Your streets should be fixed just like they are. But now I tell you what, they kind of bad, a little bad everywhere. But you tearing your car up on your streets, and now God knows you don't want to tear your automobile up. And I tell you what, I'm giving my number for you to call me. I'm giving this to Clint, and when you get off there, Clint will put you on.
I've got something else I wanted to say concerning you.
Yes,
Right. I wanted to encourage the listeners that are calling in to be aware what you're trying to do and what will happen if we don't make our pledges. I made my pledge, did our pledge while you were gone.
Okay,
but
thank you.
There are so many that are listening this morning don't know how important it is if we don't pledge. See, they're snatching programs off, and we can't take the chance to have this program taken off, because this is the only program in Texas that I know of this caliber. And so it is very necessary that you make your $25, your $10, your $50, your $100, whatever. But do something. Just don't let a program, don't let this day pass and you don't call. Don't let this program go off. Get on the telephone now. Call 972-647-1893 and say, I want to make a play. Do it now. Don't let it be said too late.
All right.
And
Dr.
that's
Scott,
what I wanted to say.
Dr. Scott, I certainly thank you. Clint's going to put you on hold and give you my number, and you give me a call.
Okay, then. Thank you so much, and have a good and a safe holiday.
Yeah, okay, yeah. This is, Thanksgiving is for Thursday. Thank you for reminding me. I know y'all going to have that good turkey and dress and everything, but, sometimes, I don't know. Am I getting too old and cynical? I don't know. I'd be sitting up there. God has blessed us so well. And I'm thinking about, there's children. I'm not talking about in Haiti. I'm not talking about in Africa. I'm not talking about Central America, South America, parts of Europe, where children are hungry. They're hungry all over the world. There's too much hunger in this world. And we're going to throw away here in Dallas, God knows how many tons of food we're going to throw away that we don't want. Going to be hollering, Mama, I don't want to eat that. And all this, I don't like this. And now they're throwing food away that children all over this world is starving. And children right here in Dallas will not have food. People, believe me, anybody, right quick, I'm about to go off there. You know anybody if you know any family that's hungry, that's not going to have food, give me a call right quick. Give me a call. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. If you know anybody that's not going to have food, give me a call. Give me a call. There are going to be a lot of people, because here in the last few years, hunger is a big problem right here in Dallas, Texas. It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. Since I got into the child care business, I found out, hey, a lot of people are glad to get their kids to the daycare center just so we can feed them. I mean, y'all were, Clint, you have no idea. You have no idea. I've been out here and working in the community for years and years and years. I didn't have any idea it was this kind of hunger out here. It's here, people. It's here. It's here, people. I'm not trying to get anybody feeling guilty, but it's true. Hunger is here. We got somebody on the line, but I tell you what, I'm just about out of time. I'm out of time. So I tell you what, call it in. 972-647-1893. All righty. I tell you what, we probably gonna have to come back next week. Well, yeah, we're well over 1,000, but I need to raise about $1,500 to $2,500 more dollars. I got to raise this kind of money. I see what we've raised already, but I like to go. At least we're going to try to get 3,000 or 4,000 at least raised for our pledge drive. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. I'm Senior Pastor of Heavenly Joy Church. We're located at Bruton and Masters. We have service beginning at 11 o'clock every Sunday morning. Everybody's invited. That lady that called says she went found another. You didn't find a better church. No, you didn't. I'm going to have to challenge you on that. We're the best church there is. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. Y'all come back and see me and try us again. All right. Thank you, Clint. Thank our cameraman. Thank everybody. Great program, and stick to it all day long right here on KNON. Gotta run.
You're listening to KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas. the voice of the people, voted best radio station for music 2 years in a row by the Dallas Observer.
Did you know that KNON podcasts all of its local talk shows? KNON has local talk, each show covering your community in its own unique way. So if you missed one of our great morning talk shows, you can go back and listen to it online. We keep the shows for 2 months so you can hear everything you have been missing out on. Visit KNON.org for more information about the KNON Morning Talk Shows podcast, also available on iTunes.